back, welcome back, everybody, to another segment of the Late Night Show with Dr. Kojo. I am your host, Dr. Kojo, checking in live from the Carolinas, live from the South today. We're going to be talking about 5 ways to ruin, 5 ways to ruin your mental health in 2024. And obviously, the title is a certain way, but you're going to use this list as a guide of what not to do if you want to have good mental health in 2024. So, 5 ways to ruin your mental health in 2024. Here's a little short blurb about me. You can use the comment section to let me know your name if you're not already on Facebook, because Facebook should have your name there. But use the comment section to let me know your name and also where you're checking in from. Let's go ahead and get it. I never thought of this as a stem, but that's probably what this is. It's probably a stem to make me feel good and regulated. We're streaming live on Facebook on both my main page and the Late Night Show with Dr. Kojo. So there's 2 Facebook pages now. I'm finally becoming a bit more organized. I'm still working on time management and showing up to my show on time. But there's 2 Facebook pages now. My main page, which is probably what people are watching from if you're on Facebook, and then the Late Night Show, Dr. Kojo. I'm creating a separate page for that. On YouTube, we're streaming live to the Late Night Show, Dr. Kojo, and also to my main YouTube page. And I'm gonna be streaming on both until my YouTube subscribers learn that I'm also, trying to create a brand new page for the live streaming. I want things to be more regimented. I want things to be more organized. And obviously, with my ADHD brain, organization is a challenge, but it's not impossible. So it's not impossible. So we're gonna do our best to make sure that we can get a bit more organized. All right. So we're streaming on Facebook, both pages, Late Night Show, Dr. Kojo, and on the Dr. Kojo page. We're streaming on LinkedIn. We are streaming on both the YouTube pages. We're streaming on Twitch. We try to stream to X. It's not working tonight, but we are also streaming on TikTok. Let me see if I can hear myself. X is not working. All right, okay. Got good audio. Perfect. All right, so we'll let the chat go ahead and file on in. Grab a seat. Get ready. And have your water. If you're new to this live stream, keep in mind that this live stream is a perfect time for you to body double. So if you have work to get done, if you have dishes to get done, if you have some clothes you gotta iron, if you gotta get some gas in the car, hopefully it's not too late where you're at, but obviously be mindful of your surroundings. Don't do nothing that I wouldn't do. But use this live stream as a way to body double and get things done. All right. So Margarita is a MILF, said Boop. What a name. Margarita is a MILF. What a name on TikTok. I like that. Leilani, how are you doing? Your boy's a little late, but he's here. He is here. Somebody on TikTok is body doubling. Widows and Furred. Brushing my teeth now. That's good. Get your activities of daily living in. Brush your teeth, take a shower. Use this audio for whatever you need. Margarita is a MILF, says, I got some reading for my crisis intervention class. Okay, I like that. So you're going to be reading and listening to the live stream? I like that. And shout out to you, Mark. I'm assuming your name is Margarita. That way I don't have to keep saying Margarita is a MILF. But I'm assuming that, let's see, your crisis intervention class. Okay. I'm assuming that you've been taking steps to work on your mental health. So congratulations on that. The app, let me just address the app. It really is. Yeah, I appreciate that. On TikTok, somebody says, Widows and Nurses, is your app out? Yeah. So the app was called Groupthink. And this was a way that we were going to build an accountability group together. I had been working this app for 2 years now. I don't know what the update is on the app. Just to be honest with you, I'll text my my good buddy Kevin that we're in business with. But just know that I put my heart and soul and thousands of dollars into this app, and hopefully it comes out whenever it's ready. And even if not, we will find other ways to stay accountable to keep this community moving forward. So all you can do is try. All you can do is try. Uh, uh, L Fox says, "Hi, what's up?" Adriana says, "I found that watching shorts, scrolling TikTok destroys my mental health." Well, Adriana, you must have been reading my mind. You've been reading my mind because this is one of the points that I'm going to be talking about. And I know this is very hypocritical. I, I post on social media. I have a large platform. This is a big part of what I do. It's a big part of my identity. It's the biggest part of how I make money and how I make a living. So obviously, it sounds uh, contradictory that I would say that social media is not a good thing, but too much of social media is not a good thing. It is one of my ways to ruin your mental health in 2024. So we'll get to that. But you are right. Endless consumption of it is not good. It's not good. Malia Mathers, how are you doing? Leilani's checking in from Tennessee. You all go ahead and leave your location in the chat so I know where you're checking in from. Um, Widows and Fur. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Marguerite the MILF is checking in from Atlanta. Okay. People are loving that name. Yeah, that's a great name. Doom scrolling. Yeah, yeah. Is not a good thing. Not a good thing. KK. KK, I appreciate you. And you're not joining the live late. I'm on the live late. I'm on the live late. Oh, Concerta Leilani, nothing comes to mind as of late. I mean, when it comes to this question, but anytime you, just as a heads up, whenever you have surgery, is let your provider know everything you're taking, whether it's Concerta, whether it's a blood thinner, if you smoke that Mary Jane, let your provider know before you go in for surgery. Certain things do um, can postpone your surgery. Absolutely, trying to find more motivation, stuck in the depression. Hey, Kaylee, we're gonna shake it off and do our best. JT, I'm happy you're here. Hey, Leilani, yeah. So shout out to my barber. I got two barbers. All right, let me shout out both of my barbers because both my barbers keep me fresh on both coasts. So Isaiah Barber in Los Angeles. I'm so happy that Leilani knows Isaiah's name. Isaiah Barber in LA is a Cola's barber in LA, and then my South Carolina barber is Corey, Mr. Corey. I gotta find his link so I can promote him, but he's man. This is a Mr. Corey cut. And I have a barber in Dallas too. So he brought the size down a little low. I didn't want it to be that low, but I fell asleep during the haircut. So, it was a good cut. My barber in Dallas, his name is E. Fade Man the Barber. So shout out to all my barbers. I have to have a barber all across the US. Yeah, no, seriously. If you smoke that ganja, don't be ashamed to let your doctor know before you go for surgery. These are important things. It sounds funny, but this is important stuff. This is important stuff. Margarita's milk is in Pennsylvania. Okay. Your shorts have validated my struggles. KK, I appreciate you. Switch from ibuprofen. Okay. All right. So you're making that progress. I'm glad I found you a while ago. I'm late diagnosed ADHD, and your videos have made me feel a lot better about myself. You shine light on the real. There are men who appreciate my weird quirks. So Malia Mathers, let me just take the time out to 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 pour a spotlight on you before I get into the 5 ways to ruin your mental health in 2024. So people don't realize, and I think this is part of what social media has done to us. When you're on social media all the time, you have this desire to want to be like other people, to impress people. So what happens is when you watch too much, it used to be TV, but when you're social media too much, and look, I live in Los Angeles, so I'm around, arguably the most beautiful women in the world. People come to Los Angeles or you watch social media a lot and you see all these women who are like they have like the body and then the hair and the nails and they're so extravagant and sometimes when you see that, not to take anything away from those women, they're beautiful. We love them too, but it makes you feel like you're less than, or sometimes it makes you feel like your quirks aren't appreciated. And I hate it when people try and it's masking, and masking is what we do as neurodivergent people to survive. but you mask and you suppress the weirder sides of yourself so you can fit in, and that's how you survive. But your quirks and the weird stuff that you do is what people want to see because it's authentic. It's authentic. Let me see. On TikTok, they've age restricted the live, probably because we mentioned Mary Jane. But anyway, what I'm saying is your quirks and your idiosyncrasies, the things that set you apart from other people. That's I believe that that's how God has made us. That's the beautiful thing about us as human beings. We're individuals. We have all these weird things about us. That's the part that I don't want you to suppress. And of course, I have that joke where I talk about my autistic ex girlfriend, and that was my best relationship. It's a joke, but it's the absolute truth. I think when two neurodivergent people get together and you allow yourself to be who you really are, there's no better feeling than acceptance. So just understand that, maybe some guys will, think that your quirks are weird, but as long as you are comfortable in your own skin, Malia, that's all that matters. And reverse for guys too. As guys, especially being neurodivergent, sometimes if you aren't exactly what like women want, or like you don't have like a lot of money or like a lot of status or whatever, you might not feel like you're seen. But just understand that everybody is worthy of love, attention, and respect. So just keep that in mind. Oh yeah, Mr. Corey got me right. He got me right. Yeah, by hearing and hearing by Tuesday came by fast. Although it is funny. It is funny. I know that feeling. Dating ADHD content. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm actually writing. Well, I'm using my phone right now, but I'm writing out some scripts of some content that people want to see. And I'm just taking some notes. Big ADHD. Just taking some notes so I know what content to make next. Thank you so much. An unintentional desire not to be strange. Kings one, First Kings 3:12. Kaylee, what does First Kings 3:12 say? Gardening. All right, Leilani, thank you very much. We'll call it gardening from now on, so that way, because I know that the AI on TikTok cannot decipher between somebody who's trying to provide educational content in a humorous way versus somebody who's trying to promote substance abuse. So I get it. It's cool. In the neurodivergent game of life, I was like, oh, I'll take ADHD and dyslexia for 1,000, Alex. I like that. I like that. Chris, thank you so much. I appreciate all you do. I was late diagnosed ADHD and found out I have autism around Christmas 2023. I'm 47. I'm struggling, but learning more about me. Been blessed. Hey, Chris, my pleasure. And for some reason, the when it comes to ADHD and autism, it's always not always, but the way I see it is, I see that you get diagnosed with ADHD first, and then the autism comes after that. Um, Not always, but that's what I see the majority of the time. All right, the 5 ways to ruin your mental health in 2024. Shatia Blunt, thank you for joining from LinkedIn. It's cool that this can go on LinkedIn. That's super dope. Um, Social media showing others highlights. Right. I'll get to social media in a second, but social media, you don't show your lowlights. So you never compare your real life to somebody's social media. That's a disaster waiting to happen. It's a disaster waiting to happen. Oh, okay. All right. So number one, I guess we have the late night show with Dr. Kojo thing pop up. I didn't know it would pop up here. That's dope. But the number one way, these are not in any particular order, but this is one of the ways to ruin your mental health in 2024. People pleasing. Try to please people. You're going to ruin yourself. And sometimes the only way to learn is through pain, you know, through pain. You people please your way into a toxic relationship. You people please your way into a toxic group of friends. You people please your way into a job you didn't want, or a job that's not right for you. You can people please your way into a lot of things that seem favorable, but they don't benefit you, because people pleasing is you have to suppress a certain part of yourself to please others. And if you're neurodivergent and you're watching, this is something that we naturally do to kind of counteract the CPTSD and all the trauma, and stuff like that. So you tend to want to people please and make people feel at ease. I know I've definitely felt that way before in my life. But there's a difference between making people feel comfortable versus people pleasing. There's a clear difference. And I think to to clearly delineate between the two, people pleasing is something that is maybe it's passive, but for the most part, it's intentional. It's like an intentional effort. Like you're going a step further. You're altering part of yourself to make people like you. Like the outcome that you want is you want them to like you. Putting people at ease is just making them comfortable. Hey, like, come on to the house. Kick your shoes off, relax. That's making people feel at ease. People pleasing is you want them to like you. Like you almost need them to like you. So that's all that matters. They have to like me. So whatever I have to do to make them like me, I will do that. Margaritas and Milf says people pleasing is a way that can help others to your harm. Right. It's a form of self harm. That's what it really is. It's a form of self harm. Uh, the Bible verse up top was, "I've given you a wise, understanding heart." Kaylee, I like that. I like that. I like that. Super proud of your husband finished your party tonight that you started on Saturday night. I love the show right there. Hey, I'm preaching tonight. I'm preaching tonight. I'm preaching tonight. Real quick to answer this question, Spravato for depression. Um, so keep in mind, if you're already on Spravato, then a couple of things have probably failed. So don't feel bad if Spravato doesn't work. There's other options, um, ketamine, ECT, so on and so forth. People pleasing breeds resentment. It does. It does. So you're not putting out your most authentic version of yourself. And psychological distress. I do agree with that. I agree with that. People please your way into job relationships that you don't even want just so others can like you, but you don't even know it. Right. And sometimes we people please because we're not sure if we like ourselves. Right? I'm gonna just let y'all sit with that one for a little bit. Sometimes you don't like yourself, and not that you don't you hate yourself, but in that moment you're struggling to like yourself. So people liking you is a form of validation, and that's it's something that we do, and we probably will catch ourselves doing this, and then we'll stop, and we kind of we go back and forth with this type of behavior. But when you understand that you're doing it as a form of people pleasing and you address it, you gotta give yourself some credit. JT, you're good. You're good. And Spravato is for treatment resistant depression. And look, you have to fight for your happiness. So whatever you have to do to work on your depression, whether it's diet, exercise, ECT, sertraline, whatever it is, you got to fight. You got to fight to be happy. So I hear you on that. When you ready to accept lessons, okay. Probably why I felt so out of whack after leaving home because I was people pleasing for my parents. It was a very performance based environment. Yes, sometimes you can people please for your parents. People pleasing can be with anybody. So you really have to keep that in mind. People pleasing relationships. Oh, Margaritas and Melfi. Look, when you people please in relationships, I mean, uh, how much time do we have tonight? But keep in mind, I've said this before, but your partner is the only person that you pick that could become family. Think about that. Of course, friends can become family, but you don't get to choose your brother or your sister or your mom or your dad. But you do get to choose your partner. And if if you marry and you're with them long term, you procreate, you have kids, now y'all are family. But you pick your partner. So keep in mind, you should have to pick somebody that you have to people please around. But people still do that. People still do that. Michaela, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Someone said women question mark. What do you mean MIDI? What do you mean MIDI? Oh yeah, I have patients all over. Um, yeah, I got patients in Texas, Arizona, Carolina. But private practice, no. Miss Atlantic. When you say Atlantic, what do you mean Atlantic? Um, hey, JT, that's what we do over here. We support each other. People pleasing so common collective cultures. Yeah, invention needs to convey that context. Told my husband that he should feel honored that I chose him to be my safe person. And look, I feel like this should be the minimum bar. Like if you're gonna marry somebody, but some people, marry and they can't be themselves around their you know their spouse. So it happens. It happens. Love of the show. Love of the show, Michaela. Congratulations. You working on a nursing degree? Is that if I remember correctly? Yeah, I haven't. How about when you're there for everyone and they want events when they have financial offer. So Marie, a lot that's going on here, but what I'll say is you have to understand that so people pleasing has many different levels to it. In any relationship in life, you should be looking for reciprocity. Not that it should be like, oh, I helped you out on Tuesday, you gotta look out after me on Thursday. Not like that, but you want to make sure that the people that you have their back, that they have your back. And sometimes the only way to know is to go through a low. So if your husband's deployed and you're by yourself and you're going through it, when you're at a low, the people who are around you, those are normally your real friends. And I said friends as if it's multiple. Sometimes it's friend. I don't know how you would say like a half of a friend, but when you win in life, you win with everybody. When you lose by yourself. You lose by yourself, and sometimes you gotta go through that before you're like, all right, now I'm gonna put myself first. I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How can you tell depression to take a high? Jasmine, can you rephrase that question? I don't understand it. DC area, no, I still have my Virginia license though. And here's the one thing about because I get this question a lot. Here's the one thing about like seeing patients. Um, like it depends on the license. Like I have maybe like 8 state licenses. I think 8. If there was like one if there was one license for like the whole US, it'd be so much easier, but it doesn't work that way. So it's hard to, like with the life coaching that I was doing, which we're bringing back, by the way, that's, that can be for anybody around the world, but it doesn't have to do with like mental health services. You can't prescribe medications through life coaching. You can't send somebody you know, Adderall XR 20 milligrams after life coaching, but life coaching can be helpful. Taylor, how are you doing? Yeah, the feeling is mutual. Fellow Alabamian, roll tide. The per state, Georgia, South Carolina, Virginia, New York, Texas, Arizona, California, Nevada. No, no, not Nevada. New Mexico. Um, I'm surprised I don't have one in Tennessee. I love Tennessee. Any advice to stop people pleasing the NP that handles my meds and be honest about how much worse things are since I started routine? She asked me out. Ooh, what a good question. How to? Oof. Now this happens a lot. I, I've I've even felt this way like early on. Like the first time that I got a psychiatrist, I felt like I had to make her happy. I was like, I'm paying her all this. Why am I paying you this money to make you happy? Right? Uh, so I think it's important to understand that. All right, you're seeing your MP because you need help. All right, so I don't know what her demeanor is like. I don't know, what type of person she is, but keep in mind you are there for them to help you. So if you're not honest, you're robbing yourself of an opportunity to get better. You don't have to lie to kick it. So if things are really bad, what can be helpful in this situation is writing down everything that's like right now, if you feel honest, or even maybe put on your phone, write down everything that's not working. Or I can't sleep, or the medication gives me the shakes, or whatever. And then when you go to your MP, just read it off of the iMessage note or like the Android note, and just let them know what's actually happening. But sometimes if it was that easy, you would have done it. Um, It's probably a signal of something deeper. Like, how do you practice telling the truth to people who need to hear the truth? That's probably the real question that we're trying to answer here. And this is just like a symptom of it. Likewise, Taylor, how you doing? The other side of irritation is happy belated birthday. Oh, you turned 21. I see 21 right here. You're 21. 21. And also, yeah, so use the comment section to also like help out your fellow friend. And Margarita Zamilf says the job is help effectively. Yeah, yeah, I agree. You're there talking to your provider for them to help you. It's like if I'm talking, uh, was this back in Virginia or I remember talking to a patient like years ago, and they're like, "Oh, like I took up all your time." I'm like, "No, you did. Like, this is my job. I live like 5 minutes away. I'm about to go to the gym. I have nothing to do." I'm like, "My old lady's not in town right now." The girl I was dating at the time. I'm like, "I'm good. Like, it's my job." But yeah, use the comment section to support your fellow humans. Um, Q&A, mental services in VA. Virginia. Not right now. So my practice manager, I had a lady who was managing all of that. She's tied up with something else. So I mean, I don't know how that stuff works. All I know how to do is just see the patient. So maybe, maybe if Carol can untie herself one day, we can we can do something. But happy belated birthday, Michaela, on the 13th. So that was 4 days ago. Taylor says next Monday will be my first return to therapy session. I'm excited. Congratulations. Congratulations. It's normal to feel excited and anxious and all of the feelings. It's exciting to go to therapy, especially in a year like this year. No, like I mean, there's never a bad time for therapy, but this year with the economy, with politics, with the news, yeah, therapy is not a bad idea. All right. The second way to ruin your mental health in 2024 is lack of activity and a poor diet. So if you feel like you're not moving around and your diet's not where it needs to be, don't try and work on both of these at the same time. Try and do one at a time, one at a time. So whichever one you can do fix easier, I will go after that. If you can make your diet a little bit cleaner, go after that. If you got a treadmill in the house, just do some light jogging. And sometimes, I mean, I got a treadmill here at my parents' house. I don't use it, but that's besides the point. I go to the gym, but you have to make sure that you can just move around. So even if you're, let's say, oh, sedentary is a nice word. JC, not right now, not at the moment, but let's say you're. Can y'all see me here? All right, cool. Let's say you're at the house and you put the dishes in the dishwasher. You just want to do some light jogging in place, some jogging in place. Just do some jogging in place, or even push-ups. My brother and I used to have a challenge where we would do push-ups in between watching shows. So we'd be watching Netflix and then we get up halfway through push-ups. I remember one time when I was working as an RN at the psych hospital. Maybe like over 10 years ago. A buddy of a buddy of mine, we had like a push-up challenge. We did like 1,000 push-ups um, in a night. Now, I would not recommend that because I thought I got rhabdo from it. So don't do 1,000 push-ups in one night. That's not what I'm trying to say. But just intentional movement. I agree. Intentional movement. Planks, high knees. Just move the body, and getting like a 15 to 20-minute brisk walk a day will do the job. You don't have to lift heavy weights. Now, there is benefits to putting on muscle, even for women too. I think sometimes women are like, "Oh, I don't need muscle." No, you need a little bit of muscle, um, but just moving around can be helpful. Just moving around can be helpful. Basically, Wintertime hibernation season. um. Uh. Let me see who said this. Lil Fancy. Uh. Which post did I make that I didn't follow up? Let me know because I'm implementing a better system, so I should be catching things better. I've been in therapy for over 24 years. It's incredibly helpful. Yeah, therapy is necessary. Yeah, it's necessary. Necessary. So like night shift behavior. Yeah, yeah. It was night shift. Night shift. Night shift. Oh man, nothing like night shift. I kind of miss it. Kind of miss it. Gotta move the body. My wife and I have been together. She's late diagnosed ADHD, and we've been together for 25 years. Have two kids. I figured it had to be designed by God that two neurodivergent people we have our struggles, but we complete each other. So, Chris, I'm telling you, there's something to be said about neurodivergent people being with each other. It almost makes sense. Duh, 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 duh. TikTok says you're live restricted for some audiences. Discussing drugs or other regulated substances. I understand. I should not get special treatment, but I understand. I have to figure out a way to, you know, a way. I got to figure out a way. I like incorporating exercise into my daily routines too. Works great. I like stretching. Yeah, stretching. Yeah, perfect. Stretching is so huge. I remember one time I was gonna drive to the ER because I thought that I don't know, I thought my body was breaking down. I had been working out consistently like I do, but I wasn't stretching. And I called a buddy of mine. We lift weights together. He was like, "Carter, do you stretch?" I'm like, "Oh, I forgot to stretch." So just like right now, if you're watching this live stream, wherever you're at, it would not hurt to just do a stretch. Nice little stretch. You know, everybody stretch. Everybody stretch. Everybody stretch. I appreciate you by hearing and hearing by. Favorite nutritional diet items to keep in rotation. So for me, I follow a high protein, high fiber diet. So I cut out sugar. I miss sugar. Well, I cut out sugar, but whenever I'm flying, which is like almost every week now. Yeah, yeah. I'm flying off, and I allow myself to have ginger ale on the planes. So I'll drink some ginger ale on the plane because it's just tradition to go Biscoff cookie and ginger ale on the plane. Outside of that, I don't do sugar. So I like protein bars, protein shakes, like one up there. Um, like turkey sandwiches. I can't really cook like that, so a nice little turkey sandwich will get me through, keep the belly from rumbling. I am a Titans fan, and I'm hurting right now. I'm depressed. We're 0-2. So yeah, tighten up. Hopefully we can beat the Packers. Yeah, water break. Water break. Somebody dropped the magic word in the chat, and then it's time for the water break. Night shift is wild. It can be the chillest or craziest. Yeah, night shift. I miss it because I'm a night owl, but night shift it does a number to you, but it is fun. Your lap just popped up as my 12-year-old ADHD son keeps getting out of bed, telling me that he can't help. Well, it doesn't help to be on your phone, but now that you're here, Charisse, stay for a little bit if you can. Um, Stay for a little bit if you can. Getting like a nighttime routine can be helpful. This coffee counts. Big cheers. All right, yo, the water break, it gives us a chance to get some water, as neurodivergent people. Um, we sometimes forget to drink water. So water break allows us to stay hydrated. I'm seeing a comment about Michaela um, being a Packers fan. I don't like to see that, but big cheers, y'all. Big cheers. Oh, come on. I hate it when. Come on. Should be dripping with water. It's a bad water bottle. And I got water in my hands and water in my arm. And... Water break, water break, water break. Yeah. All right. So your husband's right. He's a wise one in the relationship if he's a Titans fan, but he's suffering right now. So please be kind. Uh, please be kind. Get that stretch in. Not to make me superstitious, I could. Oh wait, Alexis is on her fifth bottle of water. All right, okay. So Alexis, I just want to say, sometimes too much water is also a thing. So just Alexis, take your time. One life gets crazy. How you set yourself up for future success? You stay calm. Stay calm. A big part of winning is not losing, getting out of your own way. Self sabotage. Yellow is my color, but I work for him. I follow my water intake. Okay, hey, that's all we can do. Figure it out and then keep it moving from there. KK, whoa, so KK, who are you? I like you a lot. You remember Pac-Man Jones? Woo, that was my guy, Adam Pac-Man Jones, cornerback, class of the 2005 draft class. We got him from West Virginia. I think he was a sixth overall pick. Um, yeah, Pac-Man Jones. Arms. Oh wait, your husband's a Packers fan. Never mind. Never mind. You are the wise one in the relationship, ma'am. You run the relationship. Whatever I said, don't listen to your husband. If you're the Titans fan, you run the relationship. Stretching, get that stretch in. Get that stretch in. Get that stretch in. A Saints game. Well, you should because the Saints are doing really good right now. Saints are killing it. I think they got the number one offense in the NFL. Saints are on fire. Number three, the third way to ruin your mental health in 2024, and this is also a way to ruin your mental health in any year, any year. And real quick, Malik Willis is starting for the Packers, and I just want to say, Malik, congratulations on your first win as an NFL starter. Way to bounce back from adversity. The Titans traded you, and you hung in there, and you stay prepared, and you got to win. So I'm very proud of Malik Willis from Atlanta, Georgia. We're Instagram friends, but I'm not gonna be weird and send him a message like, "Oh, Malik, Malik." But no, congratulations, Malik. I wish him all the best. I wish him all the best. Refusing to set boundaries. Refusing to set boundaries. Who has a Pac-Man Jones? Oh, Mona. Wow. Okay, wow. Pac-Man's my guy. Refusing to set boundaries. All right. So why would somebody refuse to set boundaries? I think that's a question we have to explore. Why would somebody refuse to set boundaries? I'll let y'all think about that. But I know the answer. I know the answer is very clear. In my opinion, the biggest reason why people refuse to set boundaries is because you are afraid to lose that person or that group of people. Yeah, it comes from the fear of losing the people, or else you would set the boundaries. And that's why boundaries are hard to set with family, with your spouse, with your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, brother-in-law, your cousin, your boss. The people closest to you are the hardest ones to talk to when it comes to boundaries because sometimes you set a boundary and then they flip out and they're like, oh, you've never done anything for me. And I'm like, if I knew you were gonna flip out like this, I would have been cut you off. So refusing to set boundaries, this is gonna tank your mental health, not like right away, but over time, what you'll see is that it's gonna lower your confidence. Lower your confidence because confidence comes from repeated self-achievement. When you say you do something, you say you'll do something, then you do it. Become confident because you're it's all about actions and habits. You're doing it. When you are aware that somebody is doing something that's holding you back in life, but you can't set that boundary, it's a sign that you're going to struggle in other other parts of your life. You can't set boundaries at work. You probably struggle with boundaries in your relationship. Mhm. You can't set boundaries with friends. You probably struggle with boundaries maybe when it comes to substances. Like boundaries, self-regulation, regulating your mood, being able to, get through difficult situations. They're all intertwined. Fear of rejection. Mm, mm. Fear of rejection. You're afraid you're gonna get rejected. Fear of loss. But you know what's worse than being rejected by other people and losing other people? Being rejected by yourself and losing yourself. But sometimes you have to feel what that feels like, and you're like, all right, okay, I'm never going back there. I'm never going back there. Um, Naquan, no group of people are better than other people, um, and you can have autism and be bipolar. So sometimes you can have both, but I don't think people are like better than other people. Um, People pleasers don't want us to set boundaries. Right. We talk about pleasers up top. When you're a people pleaser, if you are a notorious people pleaser, sometimes the only way to really break out of that is to completely change your life. Like if you dedicate yourself to putting yourself first, it's gonna flip your whole life upside down. Like, whether you're unmasking, whether you're grieving, whether you're going through a difficult situation, whether you hit rock bottom and you have no choice but to stand up for yourself. When you start to learn this thing, it will flip your whole life upside down. And when you have awareness of what you have to do and who you have to set boundaries with, it's gonna be tough for you to follow through with it when you figure out like what's going on. Taylor, I appreciate you even coming on. Um, Dreams and DMs. Taylor, thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Having no boundaries destroyed my mental health, and I didn't because I was people pleasing. I had to learn that if it made me lose those people, they weren't my family. Yeah, yeah. And sometimes you'll sit there and you'll be thinking to yourself like, why are they doing this to me? Like, why would they do this to me? What? It's not a productive thought, but you know, if people know that they can, ruffle your feathers and frustrate you, sometimes they'll keep doing that. It's almost like that bully in second grade. Sometimes the only way to stand up to the bully is to punch him in the mouth. I'm not saying punch people in the mouth, but stand up for yourself. And you can practice doing this in small amounts before before you stand up to your mom. You know, you got to take time. I'm live. I'm live. Those weren't my people. It's a family, and I type to people. I take timeouts, breathe, wean myself off sugars. Like it can be. It can be. I was once told, whose peace are you protecting, theirs or yours? Now, whose is more important to you? Mm, mm. And look, you have to. I think it's a quote by Jim Rohn. Yeah, Jim Rohn. He says, "You take care of you for me, and I'll take care of me for you." I love that quote because it allows you to put yourself first. It puts you in a position to set boundaries. It prevents codependency. I think we've spoken about codependent relationships before, but codependent relationships, normally you're not just in one codependent situation at one time. You're in more than one codependent situation with multiple people, with family, with your partner. So like this is a whole new way of living. I guess that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's a whole new way of living. I've learned from you fear of rejection is AD trauma. Uh, and KK, I appreciate that. And look, anything that you are afraid of controls you. I feel like you're slave to anything you're afraid of. If you are afraid of rejection, you're going to be kept in the box. You're going to be imprisoned mentally, not physically. But you'll be kept in the box for as long as you could be until you decide to stand up to that thing. You know, I had to learn to be okay with people, and this is key right here. When you let go of your need for understanding, it's going to change your life. If people think that this is what you are, cool. Okay, cool, cool. And absolutely rise. I have a video I'm going to post about panic attacks. It's funny you ask. We'll get that video out shortly. My assistant is editing it, but you bring yourself to the present. In the video, I think I talked about ice. You can use ice, um, but sometimes something silly or funny will help you break that panic attack. Fear of rejection is a big one for me. Yeah, yeah. Rejecting your nothing's worse than rejecting yourself. And sometimes I Ben Affleck, is it Ben Affleck? Yeah, Ben Affleck. I saw him say this on an interview. He was talking about addiction. He was saying that the only, antidote for addiction is suffering. You have to suffer enough, and that's how it is sometimes with these scenarios. Obviously, if you're neurodivergent, you've probably been going through this over and over for so many years. But at some point, you're like, all right, there's no way I can live like this. I I can't. And that's what I've had to go through, and I credit the city of Los Angeles for helping me be good with boundaries. I got to Los Angeles. For the moment I got there, I thought everybody was famous. I didn't know that I had more followers than people get taken advantage of. Boom, boom, boom. But you learn to stand for yourself. You get to figure out who you really are. You get to see who your friends really are. And there's nothing better than that. When you put people in a position to do what they want to do, it's so liberating. It feels so good because they might not do what you would want them to do, but now you know exactly where you stand with them. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, other people's opinions of you are none of your business. None of your business. It's not that they don't want to set boundaries. Sometimes it's a lack of skill. Poor boundaries is learned behavior. I agree. It is a learned behavior, but it could be a lack of skill. I just think that if your boundaries are being broken, whether you know it or not, even if you don't know how to set boundaries, you know that you can't keep living like this anymore. So that desire normally gets you to be like, all right, I can't keep living like this anymore, but I gotta do something. I don't know what I gotta do, but I gotta do something. Um, and the way you would go about it could be bad. Um, and that energy could probably be redirected, but it is cathartic to get it out. On TikTok, I got dopamine decor to help give me glimmers to remind me to not get stuck in a cycle of spiraling. Oh, I like that. You have to overcome it even when it's hard. Don't give up on yourself. Okay. Copy in the TikTok comments. Um, Starlight. What's the next comedy show? Next comedy show is um October 4th in Hollywood, in Los Angeles, at the Fourth Wall Cafe. The link should be in my Instagram bio. Yeah, link is in my IG bio. And then the next show after that is October 17th in Los Angeles, in North Hollywood at the Comedy Chateau. I'm working with, I'm trying to get a neurodivergent show, comedy show slash like meetup going in Austin, Texas. Um, um, yeah, so I'm trying to get a comedy show sometime this year, spitting in Austin, as well as a meet and greet. So I'm working on that. And if you ask me why Austin, I think it's the home of comedy, and also my future wife might be out there. I think God told me that in a dream last night. All right, Michaela, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I've been going through it for years. JT, we've been going through it for years. It means that it's time to change. Like it's time to make that change, and we can do it. We can do it. My 9-year-old son screamed, "No more suffering," several months ago. Oh wow, wow! What a powerful moment from a fourth grader. That's remarkable. That's remarkable. RSD is hard. Learn the boundaries. I was setting wasn't about making them to upset other people, but to bring me right, right. And sometimes to get to that piece, you have to go through some pain. Starlight, I appreciate you. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. So boundaries, setting boundaries is an important life skill. It's just as important as learning how to swim. I think learning how to swim is maybe a little bit more important, but it's up there. You know, it's up there. All right, now to the one that people were referring to earlier in the live, the fourth way to ruin your mental health. Um, Thank you, Mona. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Right. Yeah. The pain is part of the process. And look, when it comes to setting boundaries, last thing I'll say, you can either choose a pain up front or you can choose a pain on the back end. I'd rather suffer up front than to suffer on the back end. I can't do that back end pain anymore. No. It's time for change. No more boundaries. I mean, no more people pleasing. Yes, boundaries. 24/7 consumption of social media slash the news. This is not good for your mental health at all. This is not good for your like this stuff is silently, I don't want to say killing you, but it's over time, it just wears on your soul. I used to work at the Richmond County Jail in Augusta, Georgia on Fancy Road. I don't know how it is at the jail now, but at the beginning of the jail, the entrance, I'll never forget. You go into the jail and you make a left to go in. Um, when you walk into the jail, the first thing you see is a big TV. The TV is always on the news. And I could never understand why, whenever I went to work, I didn't feel like being at work. Like I loved my job. I was, it's like 2014. Dang, it's a long time ago. I was a charge nurse on second shift. I loved my job. Like I loved the inmates. Like I love the job. But I couldn't understand why it was so difficult to, like I would get to work early, but I would clock in like 20 minutes late. I couldn't get out the car. But it just felt depressing to go to work. And I'm like, what's going on? And one day I realized that, oh, whenever I go to work, the first thing I see is the news, and it's always depressing. And maybe also like my love for the job maybe, you know, went up and down, as time went on. But the first thing you would see at the job is the news. You'd hear about this person was a motorcycle accident, this person passed away, there's war in the Middle East, there's politicals. It was just too much. And it do watch the news, do be informed, but it can make you over anxious. It can make you over anxious. So keep that in mind. And also with social media, I mean, I appreciate y'all support for my videos and my content, but too much social media can be a bad thing. And you know what I'm talking about. That doom scrolling where you say you're gonna go to bed. Oh, I'm gonna go to bed now. And then you stay on TikTok for like 3 more hours and you're underneath the covers and you're laughing. That type of doom scrolling, not the best for you. Not the best for you. Yeah, the news kind of put me down. But yeah, on setting and keeping boundaries. Mm, mm, with the maintaining, put it down. Setting and keeping boundaries. Send it to John to track for me. Good idea. That's great. Yeah. It's really hard to, and look, you have to practice, as it is with most things, you have to practice setting boundaries. You do. You just have to. Sometimes you can be in the mirror, like figuring out like what to say. Like, all right, okay, all right, mom. Yeah, thank you so much for the invite, but I don't want to come over. I can't. I can't this time, but I appreciate it. And keep in mind, sometimes when you're setting a boundary, the more, the more words, the more you're probably not doing it right. Because no is a complete sentence. Just keep that in mind. No, no, and no. That's the second shortest word in the dictionary, because the only other option is like a one, a, you know, one syllable, one letter word. No, I know, no. Oh, can you? I'm good. I can't. I can't come to the party. I'm good. Oh man, guys. No, I don't drink anymore. I appreciate it though. Thanks. You don't have to go into. Oh, Yeah, man, I love to drink with. I love to drink with. I just, man, my stomach. So what happened was my stomach. Yeah, like I got my labs drawn and my kidneys and my. I can't. I wish I could. You don't have to do all that. And when people see you explain it like that, then they're like, nah, this this guy is not really standing 10 toes down on his boundaries. Then they'll push you like, oh well, you sure you don't want to drink? Ah, all right. This last time. You gotta be firm. No, no. And like Margarita saying on TikTok, no means no. No means no. No is a complete sentence. No means no. Stop watching the news in the military. Yeah, and especially being in the military, the potential you experience a lot in the military, and Leilani knows what I'm talking about. So to turn on the TV and take on all that extra stress, yeah, the over explaining. No means no. Like no, no, no. No means no. Straight like that. All right. Now the fifth uh, thing to do if you want to ruin your mental health in 2020. Cody on TikTok. How you doing, Cody? Child trauma to mental professional, an advocate, Harry Potter nerd. That's dope as hell. That's what's up. Yeti Bigfoot. What's up? What's up? Yeah, boundaries. Like you, every day you got to practice boundaries. Cody, that's what's up. Good to see you, man. Every day you got to practice boundaries. All right. The fifth way to ruin your mental health in 2024 is keeping a negative mindset. Now, this is something that's very difficult to do, especially when you're depressed or when your mood is low. Keep in mind when your mood is low, you believe the negative stuff more. And sometimes your brain doesn't even register the positive stuff. So it's easier to be in a negative state of mind. But you have to understand that a negative state of mind is not only unattractive, and I'm not saying that you don't look good, but the energy repels positivity and it repels what you really want. It repels what you really want. Um, Rage. What does that mean? Hmm, not showing up. But yeah, the negative mindset. Keep that in mind. Negative mindset. It just keeps you stuck in that loop where sometimes you get a victim mentality. You're like, oh, well, it's me. Nothing ever good happens to me. And look, it's very difficult to set yourself up for positivity. It's very hard. And I was in a panel with this one psychiatrist. He said something that changed my life. It blew me away. He said that my goal is no longer to wake up and to be um, so productive or to be at a certain level of productivity. My goal is to wake up and to feel good. I like that a lot. And not that we have to feel good to go to work every day or feel good to do X, Y, and Z, but you do have to feel good in order to, you know, put yourself out there, have a good mindset, attract positivity, attract people who want to see the good in others, that want to see the good in life. You have to feel good to do that. And feeling good also helps you regulate your mood and get through other situations. So keep that in mind. It's very difficult to be positive, but if you make it a point, all right, today, and look, I'm not saying this to not be productive. I still want to be productive every day as best as I can, but I want to feel good. So what if my goal is to feel good today? What are some things that I need to do in order to feel good and help me keep my mood up high? Oh, and you go walk for a little bit. Okay, cool. I need to make sure I get sleep at a decent time so I feel good in the morning. I need to make sure I stay away from that toxic ex. You know, don't search her Facebook profile and see what she's up to because I want to feel good today. The small things like this. You know, doing or dang, regaining our positive mindset was hard. Ah, yeah, and grief makes it hard. I've never lost a pet, but that pain is. We don't have to even go into it because sometimes I think about I need my shiesty. Mindset is huge, and that's half the battle. Getting your mind to be in a positive place. And sometimes, you'll come across some people who like. There's certain people who have never ever like had a good day. And KK, thank you so much. I appreciate your attention. Neurodivergent fam, thank you, KK. There's some people who they've never had a good day. Like we all know those people. Like anytime you see their name pop up on your phone, you're like, and you pick up the phone, you're like, "Hey, what's good, bro?" You're like, oh my gosh, flat tire. Oh, uh, baby died. What? Oh my God. My parlay didn't hit. My, have you? There's just certain people they're always in a bad mood. So even when you see their name or you see their face, like you've associated their face with like negativity, and they don't know that they're being negative, but that's how they connect with other people. Negativity likes to attract negativity, and keep in mind, negative news travels further than positive news. Like I've had to train myself when I see negative comments online. My first thoughts would be like, I tell myself, and I'm like, all right, cool, it's all good. Let them think what they want to think. I can't be liked by everybody. Let them have it. Let them have it. Because you want to give the negativity the attention. Like, actually, you know what? Nah, not for me. I'm good. Not for me. I'm good. Not for me. And when you fight, and look, you have to fight for this. You have to fight for your happiness. You have to fight for positivity. But when you're hell bent on having positive vibes around you, you will attract more like-minded people. And then that's the best way to help somebody who's in a negative mindset. Instead of coming down to where they are, you you stay up here. Don't judge them though. Don't make them feel bad. Don't judge them, but you stay up here. They will rise to your level. Just keep that in mind. The small moments of joy. I it's so key to do this. Like gratitude is a superpower. Like I was just driving today on the highway, just listening to Zach Bryan and laughing. I don't know why I was laughing, but it was just a small moment of joy. I listen to Zach Bryan all the time, but I was just laughing. I don't know what I was thinking about, but just a small moment of joy in the fiscal year. Gotcha, gotcha. JT, hey, I appreciate y'all. I love coming on I love coming on live, JT. And also, I will say this: my system is getting better. My team, we're becoming more cohesive. We just finished like a 3 hour meeting. That's why I'm late to the live stream. Most days I don't have an excuse, but we did like a 3 hour meeting where I've been putting systems in place to free me up more so I can do things because I've become busier. Like when I first started social media, I wasn't this busy. Um, and now I'm like, I don't know how I got this busy. Uh, but between running two companies, it's a lot. But now I'm being freed up more. So I'm making a plan. I'm not going to guarantee a lot, but I'm making a plan to be more on live because I love being live. But yeah, what the line says is true. Someone was like, "Oh, I got a paper cut." Okay, all right, cool. We can manage a paper cut, but you have to understand if somebody's hell bent on being negative, they don't want solutions. They want validation from the negativity. So if someone's like, "I got a paper cut," hey, I got you, bro. Hey, here's a band aid. I got you. Here's a band aid. But there's blood on my paper. Oh, you know what? My book bag is right here. Get you. Let me find you another sheet of paper. I got you. Here you go. Sheet of paper. Well, the, that paper is wrinkled. Would you like another sheet of paper? There's no winning. There's no winning. So the best thing you can do is don't judge and be calm. And also at at certain points in our life, we are that negative person. That's why empathy is so important because I've had those moments where I'm a negative person. You can't tell me anything. I just want to see negative. And then I get frustrated by the positivity and I feel like it's almost fake. I'm like, oh, why is this person happy? Like, get out of my face, you know? And then over time, I'm like, hold up. No, that energy that they had was good. That's why I wanted to be around them. Our mirrors. Yeah, yeah, we all know what this people. There's a member in my uh other family that does this. Yeah, and they're just sometimes they're just us, but a little bit like past versions of us. They're still on their healing journey. Ugh, Shatia, oh my goodness. The development of systems at the ADHD International Conference in Anaheim, the title of my presentation is going to be Eliminate Shame and Implement a System. Everybody with ADHD, you have to do that. Eliminate shame and implement a system. Shame holds us back so much. Shame, fear, rejection. Eliminate shame. Oh man, I couldn't get to my emails. Instead of saying that negative thing about yourself, all right, it's all good. Cool, cool, cool. Eliminate the shame and implement the system. I've been working on that myself. I agree. I agree. I appreciate you. Yeah, we all have that one person. But eliminating the shame and implementing the system is key. It's key. It's key. It's key. So let me see. Are those my those are my five things to recap. I'm gonna drop that recap in right here for my boys and girls who came in a little bit later. 5 ways to ruin your mental health. I wish I put a space in between the G and then the two. Got some OCD tendencies. Number one, people pleasing. Perfect way to ruin your mental health in 2024. Not exercising and putting unhealthy things into your body. Perfect way to ruin your mental health. Refusing to set boundaries. Another really good way to ruin your mental health. Consumption of social media and news 24/7. Another good way to ruin your mental health. Keeping a negative mindset. Another way to ruin your mental health in 2024. And all of these things, like I said, if you do all five, you don't judge yourself. You eliminate the shame, number one, then you implement the system. A system, a new way of living gradually that allows you to stand up for yourself, to set boundaries, to speak up for yourself, to find different ways to put yourself first. And that selfishness will allow you to be selfless for other people. So it's a system. We're working on it and we're getting there, but you can't judge yourself. You cannot judge yourself. So I just want to say that. Yeah, so normally I feel like it's a Monday because I'm on the late night show. Uh, After the late night show, normally we go over to TikTok for the after party. I've forgotten to do that the last couple of times, but I remember today. So we'll head over to TikTok for the after party. Um, Kamala, how are you doing? Did I say it correctly? I mean, that's our vice president's name, and I fumble it every time. Kamala, 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 right? Yeah, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, all right. I'm behind on my goodness. I'm behind on DM LinkedIn's. All right, I asked John to pull it up and help me out with that. But yes, so we will be on TikTok for the after party. Keep in mind, we'll be on TikTok for the after party. By hearing and hearing by, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're implementing a system, so we're becoming, as it ka ka. No, this is. Let me see. Ka no Kamala Kamala. All right. So Kamala. You have to put the A's, but Kamala Okay, okay, gotcha. I like to pronounce people's names correctly because I don't have a typical name, so people saying Cujo the dog. So I ate the dog. I can be a dog if you need me to be. Um, uh, Kayla, I'm still getting adjusted to the Tuesdays. Mondays, um, Kamala, Kamala, Kamala. Hey, thank you so much, A. I appreciate you here for it. Likewise, what was I saying? Mondays um, are seeming to be my travel days. I feel like I'm always traveling on Mondays. So we moved it to Tuesdays, and also on during football season, Monday Night Football. You know, I want to watch football too. So Tuesdays, yeah, I'm still getting adjusted to Tuesdays as well. But yeah, we'll be streaming. I should be streaming on the late night with Dr. Kojo page. There's a separate page for that, uh, and my team is, getting, we're getting organized. Like I said, I was in a 3-hour meeting before this because I'm a control freak, and I guess that's my anxiety. Um, Actually, it's not. I guess I know. I know anxiety because I diagnosed it, so it's anxiety. I'll accept it. It's anxiety. That's what it is. It's anxiety and it's slight perfectionism. So I feel like I can do things better than anybody on my team, anybody in the world, but I'm only one person. So, and I have a lot of help. I have a lot of assistance. So I need to let them do what they're here for. But yeah, we're getting structured. We're getting organized. So, like I said, see, are we looking into? Thank you, thank you. Yes, we are um, looking. About for a second. We are looking into reconvening the breakfast show, um, and the second late night show in the week. Yeah, and if I had it my way, I would do I would do shows every morning. I really would. Um, but Vanessa, whenever she sees my schedule, she's like, "No, Cody, you're not doing anything." I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes. If you say I can't, I won't." Um, but yeah, we will be bringing back the breakfast show for sure. The gaming potentially, I'm not sure because I lost like 73-0, so I don't know about the gaming. But the breakfast show, yes, we'll be looking to bring that back, and have more late night shows throughout the week, and even like the clips. Like there's so many nuggets, and this is helpful for people who want to do social media as well. There's so many nuggets that are dropped in this like live stream, and on we have the late night show, we got the Kojo page on Facebook. Having like content creation, I tell people all the time, and they don't believe me. Yeah, but that balance, I say content creation is a million times harder than psychiatry. It's a million times harder. I can do psychiatry in my sleep. I can do psychiatry in the toilet. I, I like not to say psychiatry is easy. It's difficult, but content creation and content creation is so much harder. But having a system to where, okay, I can get Christina to chop up the clips, put it on the page. All right, cool. I'm gonna stay out of it because I like to interfere and be like, no, this needs to be right. I'm gonna stay out of it. Yeah, I'll stay out of it. I'm trying to like push back against it. But having that system is helpful. Let's take these clips, put it on the late night with Dr. Kojo page, and I like talking. I like talking through this with you all because it shows how human I am. You know, got a scratch. Got a scratch. Thank you so much. Blessings to the team. Oh yeah, Vanessa is amazing. Vanessa is amazing. One of the most important women in my life, easily. Vanessa's awesome. Preventing burnout. Yeah, she's a huge blessing for me. But yeah, like I said, the late night with Dr. Kojo page, like put clips on there. Like take clips from here, drop it on there, so that way people can learn about the page. And some people might just want the live stream. I want to give the people what they want. Like of course, I'm in Hollywood, and we're gonna make movies, and we're gonna make a lot of content to, you know, tell stories for neurodivergent people. Um, that's still my goal. To make movies to represent this community and short film and content. But aside from whatever I'm chasing in Hollywood, my real employers are you all. You're like, I don't have the platform without y'all. So making sure that um, I can give you all the content in the way that you want it and it be organized. Like it's a whole entertainment channel. It's kind of like when you go on ESPN and they're talking about politics. You're like, ah, or you go on CNN and they're talking about golf. You're like, ah, I'm not here for this. So just be more organized. So all that's coming out. I just can't wait for it. Ooh, it turns me on. Like the system falling in place is like, ooh, turns me on. Elizabeth on TikTok, thank you for your clip on the Sixth Sense. Spot on. So glad to hear this. Elizabeth Kingsbury, I appreciate you. I want Vanessa. Oh my gosh. Vanessa and John and Chandler, the whole team. It's so helpful because um like and that's why I've been capped out at certain things because it's just I can't let well I not that I can't. I haven't made myself able to let go of things. So now I'm like, okay, all right. Why am I hiring these people and paying these people and I won't let them do their job? What's wrong with me? Anxiety. Okay, cool. Address it. Vanessa is awesome. So yeah, and also we have a podcast, the Neurodivergent Struggles podcast. Uh, I do want to promote that here, so people can see that. And as I do these live streams more, I'll be able to drop like clips in here, and like I want to get interactive with this. But the Neurodivergent Struggles podcast, let me drop a link to that in here. It's my new podcast with Vanessa. So I want you all to see that. It should have dropped today. Today's what, Tuesday, right? It should have dropped today. Neurodivergent Struggles podcast. Let me see. So, see, Neurodivergent Struggles. Did it drop today or not? Oh, well, yeah. So it dropped today. Let me go ahead and put the link in for you all right here. Might as well. We have to get it on Spotify. Let me write that down. Get it on Spotify. Spotify. John will take care of that. Yeah. Let me drop the link in here. Yeah, that's huge. Look at me just casually dropping that in here, like, oh, podcast. There's so much goes on in my brain. A lot of it is not even important. Amina on TikTok, yes, it does turn me on. A system falling in place. Mm, yeah, it turns me on a lot. Like, oof. Like I promise you, like I'm not even kidding. A system, oof, ooh, like just having things organized. Like you have to have ADHD as bad as mine to know what I'm talking about. When everything is chaotic and then it comes together, it's like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Half New Orleans just got home from night school. Grateful to be here from a little bit. Finding Zero. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Nah, it the system is amazing. Icing on the cake. Yeah, it's a beautiful mess. It is a beautiful mess. Um, but things are getting organized, like I said. But I don't know. This will probably pop up on Facebook. But the Neurodivergent Struggles is out. The first episode is out. And I told my team, I said, I don't want to be perfect. Let's get the podcast out. We have, 5 YouTube shorts out. We have one long form video out. Just gonna keep dropping the episodes and let people um, catch on. We only have one subscriber, so I like starting over. I like new challenges because now it's like, oh, I only got one subscriber. Like, will people follow me? I get to like show up outside of like my page. Be tuning in, listen to podcasts while on walks with Bean. Thank you, childhood trauma. I'm not laughing at the childhood trauma, but I'm laughing at the comment. Epiphany. Yeah, that epiphany. But yeah, so Let me see. Before I go on TikTok, what else is there to cover? Um, so yeah, I'm getting a system in place. Oh, so we got 2 subscribers. We got 2 subscribers. Yee, yee. Let me refresh to see if we got two. All right, we got two. This is part of why I love comedy so much. It's like a brand new journey. It's like like where will this take me? And those of us with ADHD, we get good at something. We're like, all right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Like my own child trauma. I do as well. I do as well. So yeah, the Neurodivergent Struggles podcast is out. We'll be releasing it every Tuesday at looks like this was released 7 days ago, but I think it was unlisted before then. We will release it every Tuesday at 4 o'clock California time, 4 p.m., 7 o'clock Atlanta time, um, 6 o'clock Tennessee time, 5 o'clock Utah time. Well, I don't use a project management software. I have a team of people, but right now I'm encouraging my team to use AI as much as possible to simplify things and put things into a system. I did a brand deal for a company called Dola AI, and their tools have been pretty effective. So that's something that um, I used them once because I did a brand deal with them, and then I forgot about them. But today we spoke about it, and I'm like, okay, hold up, we might need to use Dola AI because it was very helpful if you're a solopreneur or um, like if anybody honestly. If you have kids, you just need somebody to remind you to pick up the kids. Dola AI. Yeah, DOLA AI. Not to go there right now. Not to go where. Oh, and somebody. Oh, Courtney. Oh, I'm just getting to this question. My bad. I thought I made a mental note to come back to it. Can postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety keep you in a negative mindset even past the postpartum period? This is a really good question, and these are the questions that I would love my team to clip up and post it because this is going to be awesome right here. So, postpartum depression and anxiety can that keep you in a negative mindset? Yes. So here's the thing: even without the anxiety, just the postpartum depression, any type of depression, whenever you hear depression, you can assume that there's a higher chance of you having a negative mindset, right? Any type of depression. Keep in mind, depression can be a condition or it can be a symptom. So, bipolar depression, unipolar depression, which is what we call like depression, postpartum depression, psychotic depression, any type of depression can make it difficult for your brain to register positivity. So it can keep you in a negative mindset. And here's the thing about negative mindset: it's hard to break that without intentional work. So let's say you're past the postpartum period. You know, you had your child 4 years ago, but you went through like a really bad bout of postpartum depression, and you had negative thoughts, self-limiting beliefs, so on and so forth. If you weren't able to put the work in, whether it's through therapy or professional services or whatever you may have, it can be really hard to get a positive mindset once again because like the negative becomes what you like. You develop this affinity for negative, And when it comes to negativity, you get validation from people validating your negative thoughts, like, "Oh, this sucks. Yeah, this sucks." And you're not doing this on purpose, but like your brain's not seeing the positivity, or you've adjusted to embracing negativity. So I do believe that um, any postpartum issue, postpartum psychosis, all this stuff affects you, but postpartum depression, anxiety can most definitely keep you in a negative mindset um, past the postpartum period. So I think recognizing that that's what you're experiencing, um, the work that you do on yourself will really help out, even if it's not like during that period of time. Like years down the line, you will thank yourself for the work that you put in. So I'm happy that you know, I remind myself to get back to this. Libby, how are you doing? How are you doing? I got 3 subscribers now. Three. Yeah, that's facts. And keep in mind with ADHD, 70% of people with ADHD go on to develop depression. It's Dola, DOLA AI, Dola AI. Very, 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 very helpful. Very like we need to not run away from AI. Allen Iverson was a really good player. Yeah, as a calendar assistant, the Dola is nice. Um, Looking at what you wish you had, but I'm strong enough to recognize. Right, because we love ourselves over here. uh, by hearing and hearing by. This is why you're one of my favorite people. Um, uh, yeah, very courageous for you to share this and truth of thought. But this, I've had patients who have shared this. Um, yeah, no comment. Uh, LLBB on TikTok says, Doc be helping everyone daily, but who helps the doc? I know, man. But then I do have help. I got a supportive family. I got a supportive dog. Shicey somewhere here. I got a very supportive team. Um, yeah, I feel the love and I feel the support. I have a supportive community, so I feel like I have a lot of support. But are there moments in time where I feel like, don't nobody have my back? Yeah, that happens. Um, but at least for right now, like I feel the support. I feel the support. It helps. Oh, imagining people without makeup or clothes. What does it help with? Like anxiety or because people say that. I don't. Uh, I've never tried that, but if somebody can remind me, for my next comedy show, I'll just try and picture everybody without clothes, and I'll try and picture everybody, um, without makeup. I don't know how to do that part though. Maybe that's a lady thing. Sometimes I don't know if she's wearing makeup or not. But yeah, I got a good support system. My spouse and all of our three kids. Oh, your entire family is neurodivergent. Well, look, a lot of families are neurodivergent, and nobody ever, you know, talks about it. Like it'll be that one black sheep who goes to get a diagnosis, and they're the weird person in the family who takes meds, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're weird," and then you're like, "You need these same meds, if not more." Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate y'all. Oh, I'll be chuckling on stage. It helps me see people as my equal. Okay, all right. I'll let them know the next comedy show that I'm just picturing them without makeup and without no clothes. 6'7". What do you mean by 6'7", Kamala or Kamala? Kamala. I gotta train myself. You would think that I've had 3 years to learn that name, and I've been to the White House too. So AI, yeah, no AI, and look for those of us who are neurodivergent, you can make a good argument that AI is almost not necessary. You say necessary, but it's a very helpful tool because there's always an easier way to do things, but sometimes we don't do things that way. 6 out of 7 in my family ADHD. Oh, wow, wow. So the one person who's not ADHD, like, where do they come from? ADHD and hyperfunctional autism. It's been extremely helpful to have this channel. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, and it's just another uh, way of living life. Autism. You communicate with the world differently from how other people communicate with you, and how other people communicate with the world. So once you know that, then you can adjust. Oh, he's gifted. Okay. Oh, he might be a little neurodivergent. He might have a little something. He might have a little something. 6 out of 7. Mm. So, okay, all right. So, yeah, I got off topic. So, yeah, the Neurodivergent Struggles podcast. All right, Leilani, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. The Neurodivergent Struggles podcast is out. Um, so that's a new finding. What else? Neurodivergent Struggles podcast is out. Number one. That'll be released every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 o'clock on East Coast. Live coaching is up. My We had that for a while, and I got overwhelmed. But the live coaching is back up. The link will be somewhere in my bio. Um, the Patreon channel is also up once again. So we have the Facebook subscribers and the Facebook group. I will be much more active on Patreon as opposed to the Facebook group. But after I get out this live stream, I'm going to go and answer a whole lot of questions, and I'm going to interact with the people on the Facebook group. But I'm moving things more to Patreon, and I'll have some exclusive content there to give y'all your money's worth on Patreon. So Patreon, the Facebook subscriber group. Of course, I'm going to be posting, still posting all my best content online. Neurodivergent Struggles podcast, and Neurodivergent Struggles podcast is on YouTube. So it's on YouTube. The name is Neurodivergent Struggles. It's also on Facebook as well. And I'll be sharing this much more often and just getting my assistant to share it for me because whenever I say I'm going to do a task, a lot of times I don't think about how much time like I got to put into getting the thing done. So yeah, utilizing my team, delegating, and getting all this stuff up and running. So that's what we're going to be on to. So I'm going to now head out to TikTok for the after party. But first, I got to go pee. Pee, get the dog out. And then I'm going to head out to TikTok for the, hey, subscribe. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. So now, how many subscribers do we have? I think we got like 4. Hey, we got 4. Hey. LLBB, thank you so much. So we are streaming live on TikTok now, but um, I'm gonna go on TikTok for the after party where we can play music and vibe out and relax. So I'll pee real quick. I'll be back on TikTok. For those of y'all who are watching on other platforms, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night, and I will see y'all soon. Peace.